Chef Zeng King Chen spoke only Mandarin when he arrived in Australia from Beijing in the late 1980s. He now runs his own restaurant in Sydney, but in the early days a lack of English was a real obstacle. Unable to find work, he went to college. It was the start of a successful journey.
The language is the first priority to mix with the local. So I went to the school to learn English. When you can communicate, you can start the new life. Yeah, so life is good. I mean, family is good, children is good. Yeah, happy life, but working hard, workaholic.
Unemployment in Australia is at levels not seen for more than a decade. Migrants from non-English speaking backgrounds have traditionally had far higher rates of joblessness than other Australians, and there are fears that the gap will only widen as the situation here gets worse. John Con arrived in Australia from South Sudan as a refugee 10 years ago. He now has a degree in medical science but can't break into his chosen field. Throughout his time in Australia, he's found the labour market a tough challenge.
I had to struggle actually for the first 3 years when I first came to Australia. So I had to struggle. I had to go to school to learn more, and then I had to go to the factory. So getting a factory job was really very difficult too. So I had to keep trying until I got my first job.
I pledge my loyalty to Australia and its people.
A quarter of Australians were born overseas. This is a modern country built by successive waves of migration. There's a belief that diversity has made the Australian economy stronger.
There's an overwhelmingly consensus in Australia that multiculturalism and immigration has been a good thing. It's quite clear that the links between immigration and trade and foreign investment have improved Australia's per capita income.
Migrants often struggle to find a job in Australia because of a lack of relevant experience, language problems and discrimination. Most eventually overcome these initial struggles, but if it gets even harder for new arrivals to find work, it will be a concern for the whole economy. Phil Mercer, BBC News, Sydney.